Thailand is famous for its amazing food. There are incredible restaurants and street food all over Thailand. Today, I'm going to show you 11 of the best dishes that you need to try when you come to Thailand. If you've been to Thailand before, then you probably know that the food is pretty different depending on where you are. We decided to get a little bit of everything, so we've got some southern Thai food, some Isan food, and some central food too. All the dishes we're trying today are vegetarian and they're from one of our favorite restaurants called Khun Churn in White. I'm gonna try some delicious dishes today, but you might notice there are no Thai desserts here. Well, you're actually wrong. I've got mango sticky rice on my t-shirt. It's one of our first bits of merch, and if you want one for yourself, head on over to the link in our description. It's so cute, and there are some other really cute things there too. This food all smells so good. I'm really excited to try it and to show you the best Thai food that you need to try when you visit Thailand. Let's eat. This dish is called muang kam, which basically translates to one bite wrap. It's basically a leaf with some filling inside it. This one comes from northern Thailand and it's quite popular in Laos as well. Inside the mix, you've got a blend of galangal, ginger, and lemongrass. And they've even topped it with some peanuts. It smells so good. You can really smell the peanuts coming through. So to eat this one, you just kind of fold up the leaf a little bit. Whoops, dropped a peanut. And you just take a big bite. It's in the name. That's really nice. You can probably hear the peanuts. They're so crunchy. The leaf itself is so fresh. It's kind of sweeter than I was expecting. I've read that often they put palm sugar in it, so it might be that. I wasn't expecting something like that to pack so much flavor. It's really nice. Something I really love that's in quite a lot of Thai cooking is galangal. It's a little bit like ginger and it just has this really nice texture. It's just really nice. I can really taste that coming through as well. Something you definitely need to try when you come to Thailand. Let's try the next dish. We've tried some northern Thai food. Now let's go down south and try some southern food. So right now I'm gonna have some green curry and roti. As I'm sure you know, Thailand borders Malaysia, so there's a huge amount of influence in the southern Thai cooking. So first of all, the roti looks so good, like it's just the right amount of crunchy and it's gonna be so good dipped in that green curry. Oh, the green curry smells really good. I think it's gonna be a little bit spicy. We'll have to see, but I can kind of smell a little bit of spice coming off there. It smells really good though. And you can see that there's quite a lot of vegetables floating in there as well. I'm pretty sure I saw a chili floating past before, but we'll find out about that soon. Oh yeah, there's definitely a chili. There we go. Hey, let's get lots of green curry on my roti. That is so good. Oh, yep, the spice is coming through. The green curry is really creamy, like you can taste all of the coconut milk in there. It's just the perfect blend of creaminess and spiciness. It's really nice. Like the roti, the crispiness of it goes so well with the creamy spiciness of the green curry. That's so good. Okay, let's try the next dish. So now we're going to try one of Thailand's most famous dishes. I'm sure you will have heard of this one before. This is pad kapao. So pad kapao is stir-fried holy basil and it's usually paired with chicken or pork. Everything we're having today is vegetarian, so this one is with tofu. It looks really good, like I can see all the tofu and loads of holy basil and carrot on there. And if I tilt the plate, you can see lots of juice just around the bottom. I can really smell the holy basil coming through. It smells absolutely delicious. Oh, that's good. It's like a little bit chewy. It's like kind of garlicky. It just has the overall taste of holy basil mixed the whole way through it. It's really good. You've got chewiness, you've got the crunch and like the crispiness of the vegetables, and then you have this delicious taste of holy basil through everything. It's all stir-fried together, so that really allows it to marinate into like the meat or tofu or whatever you're having it with, and everything takes on that flavor. It all just goes together so well. I can see that there are loads of chilies in here. It's one of those dishes, it's really easy to customize it yourself. I know loads of people are obsessed with having it pad mak, really spicy. Okay, let's try the next dish. So now I'm gonna try khao pad saparot. Saparot is Thai for pineapple. So basically, this is pineapple fried rice. I always find that restaurants next to the beach serve this. So for me, it always makes me feel like I'm really on holiday. This one looks really good. Like we've got all these vegetables alongside and you've got a great big hunk of pineapple. You've also got some lime, which I'm gonna squeeze over the top there. And it's not just plain rice either. We've got rice with some beans in there and some raisins, and I can see some cashew nuts as well. Now, you might be one of those people who really hates pineapple on pizza. I'm the opposite. I love pineapple on pizza, and I love pineapple with my rice. It's just the most delicious combination. You get the sweetness really cutting through. Don't knock it till you try it. So I'm gonna try it now, and I'm gonna cut myself a little bit of pineapple. Oh, I think I've got more pineapple than I do rice. I'm gonna take a big bite. That is so delicious. Oh, I had like the sweetness of the pineapple just filling my mouth. I had the most lovely rice texture, and I had a huge cashew in there as well, so I got the big crunch as I bit into it. If you'd asked me a few years ago if I thought like raisins and rice went together, I probably would have looked at you a bit weirdly, but somehow it just really works. Like when you squeeze the lime onto it, it just adds a whole nother flavor to it as well. Like it's so sour and like mixed with the sweetness. It's just the most amazing combo. It's just the sweetness. I just really love fresh pineapple. Thailand does the best fresh pineapple. It's so good. Okay, now let's try the next dish. Now I'm gonna try some som tam. This is another one you've probably heard of. We actually used to live in Udon Thani, and I feel like this was the signature dish. They love this meal in the Isan part of Thailand. You can find it pretty much everywhere. Som tam is papaya salad. It's made of unripe papaya, and they use a mortar and pestle to grind it up so it's all nice and soft and it gets all the juice out. It's traditionally really spicy. I'm not sure if this one is or not. I can maybe smell a bit of chili, but I guess I'll know in a minute when I bite into it. They also serve this one with cucumber. Another hint that it might be really spicy. I don't actually remember the last time I ate som tam. There's a lot of good food here. I just haven't had som tam for a while. It's got loads of juice around the bottom as well. Like the papaya is like quite wet in itself. It's already soaked up so much of that juice. Ooh, that's spicy. Ooh. It's like, you know when spice just keeps building on you and building on you? Like you take the first bite and you're like, oh, it's all right. And then like 10 seconds later, it's like, warmth. But really nice though. We got a chili right there. Seriously, in Udon Thani and probably the rest of the Isan region, like they're loaded with chilies. You can practically smell them like as you go by, just this waft of chilies. Som tam is definitely something you need to try when you come to Thailand. Okay, now let's try our next dish. We've got another famous Thai dish today. This one's called khao soi, and it's really popular in northern Thailand. At the bottom, you've got egg noodles, and they're all covered in the most delicious yellow curry, like made with all the good stuff, like coconut milk and lots of different spices. And then at the top, you've got more noodles, but these ones are really crunchy. Like, listen to this. So good, right? So with this meal, like you truly get a blend of all the good stuff. You get the soft noodles, you get the crispiness of the noodles that are on top, and you get the creaminess of the curry. What could be better? You have to try khao soi. Seriously, like look at that. They've just been sitting there in the yellow curry and oh, they're so soft. Look at that. You've got the crispiness at the top, you've got the soft noodles at the bottom, and you've got like the yellow curry just dripping off the edges. Wow, that is so nice. You've got the crispiness, as expected. You heard those noodles. And you've got the softest noodles like at the bottom, like just the texture that's so good. There's just like curry flying everywhere. Okay, I'm just gonna clean up the table and then we'll go try the next dish. So this dish is one you're gonna find all over Thailand. It's just an omelette on rice. It's not your traditional Western style omelette. The ones they make here are like mixed with flour before they fry it, so it's a really different texture and the overall thing is really fluffy. I love these kind of omelettes, and the great thing is you can find them almost anywhere. So the one we've got today is just an omelette and it's on a bed of brown rice, and I can see the rice also has like some beans and things mixed through. So I'm just gonna grab a big bit of omelette and some rice and I'll take a nice big bite. It's really good. They mix a little bit of soy sauce in there as well, so it's got like a little bit of saltiness. It's really good. Let's try our next dish. Now I'm gonna try another dish you've probably heard of, and if you haven't, well, why not? It's so good. This is tom yum soup. It's like a staple in Thailand. The smell that's coming off this is so good. So it's usually made with like kaffir lime leaves, galangal, and lemongrass, and I'm getting all those smells coming through. This one is vegetarian and it's absolutely loaded with vegetables. We've got cabbage, cauliflower, carrot, like there's just so much in there. And right on top, I can see there's some chili, so I think this one's gonna be spicy. It smells really good. Oh, that's so good. You can really taste the kaffir lime leaf that's coming through so strongly, and It's really sour and sharp and savory. It's like a really unique flavor. I think I'm gonna try some cabbage. Oh, that's so nice. When you bite into it, all the flavor's released and it's just like soft and crunchy at the same time. I think because like all the vegetables have been sitting in the soup, like they've just soaked up so much of that amazing taste. Like just in here, we've got some lemongrass, like right there. You can also see some of the kaffir lime leaves like floating around in it. No wonder it tastes so good. Like it's just such a unique flavor. It's so tasty. Okay, now let's go try our next dish. Now I'm gonna try another of my favorite Thai dishes. This one is called Pad See Ew. So I really love this dish. I order it all the time. It's got really wide noodles and lots of like vegetables mixed in and eggs mixed in as well. It's really similar to kway teow, which you might have had before, but kway teow is like a lot more wet. This is more of like a dry noodle sort of mix. What I really love about it is the noodles themselves. Like they're just really thick and wide. And they just soak up the flavor and they're a really good texture. Just what's not to love? Like noodles are great and these are really big noodles. I just put my fork through one of the veggies and it made the most satisfying crunching sound. I've got a little bit of everything on there, so let's try it. That's really good. So the noodles themselves are just all kinds of delicious. Like they just really soak in the flavor. They've got this really nice, like, sounds kind of weird, but like almost slimy texture, but it somehow works really nicely, especially with the vegetables and the egg. And another thing I really love about Pad See Ew is you can kind of find it everywhere. Like, it doesn't matter if you're going to a Bangkok restaurant or walking down the road somewhere and find some street food. It's kind of always available. Like we've stayed in luxury hotels before and you can get Pad See Ew there as well. It's awesome you can get it everywhere because it's so yummy. Honestly, these noodles are so sticky and slimy. They just stick to everything. Still one of my favorite Thai dishes. Okay, now let's go try our next dish. This dish is called Lab Isan. Lab is originally from Laos, but this is an Isan version. Lab is traditionally made with meat and lots of different herbs and spices, a lot of chilies, and it's kind of like a meat salad in a way. This one's made with tofu. This has got lots of different vegetables mixed through. I can also see lots of little flakes of red, so I think it might be some spicy chili mixed in there. So when I mix it around, I can see there's so many green vegetables mixed in here. We've also got some onions, which is another traditional thing with lab. It's like a salad, so lots of pickled vegetables are usually mixed in. This one also has lots of different mushrooms mixed into it. Like we've got long pale colored mushrooms, and we also have the tops of mushrooms, which are a darker brown. Not to mention all of those pickled vegetables and all the chili. So I've got some of the lab, some green stuff, chili, some onion, and I'll just pop a mushroom in there as well. Yes, okay, now I've officially got something of everything on my spoon. I'll take a big bite and see what it's like. It's so juicy, like really juicy. I think the spices are quite similar to what's in tom yum soup. Like the second you bite into it, like the juice just goes like and like splurts out. It just spills out all of this amazing oil and like juiciness. Like, yeah, probably the closest thing it reminds me of is tom yum soup, which is kind of odd, like because the texture is so different compared to like a soup with vegetables in it. It's such a unique blend of herbs and spices. Like I've never had anything just like this before. Okay, now let's go try our next dish. And the final dish of today is none other than Pad Thai. You can get Pad Thai everywhere in Thailand, and if you haven't tried it, like how have you not tried it? It's so good, it's everywhere, and it's delicious. So this one looks really, really tasty. We've got all of the noodles, we've got some egg mixed in there as well. We've got some mung beans, we've got lots of different things in there. But you know the proper way to start a Pad Thai, right? Right? You get your lime and you squeeze it over the top. And this adds the most amazing sourness to your meal. And step 2 is adding some peanuts. You just sprinkle them over the top and like paired with the noodles, the egg and that lime, it's just the best flavor ever. Like, oh, it's so good. Let's mix it all in together a wee bit. I'm not joking, my mouth is seriously watering while I mix this all together. I really love like the bean sprouts they put in there. They're just so crunchy and they like release this tiny bit of water in your mouth as you bite into them. It just smells so good. That's so delicious. I wasn't even like really sure whether to put Pad Thai on my list of foods you need to try in Thailand, but it just has to be there, right? I'm sure you've had it before, but something about eating it in Thailand just hits completely different. I feel like you can kind of always go for a Pad Thai as well, you know? Like when you're not really sure what to get for dinner and you're like looking at a menu or maybe you're ordering in, you're like, oh, I don't know what I feel like. Do I feel like this? Do I feel like this? Then you see Pad Thai, it's like, yeah, every time. Always a winner. It's just so good. So did I mention one of your Thai favorite meals today? Or did I forget something? Let me know in the comments what's your favorite. And if you want to support the channel, hit subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and check out the link in our description. You can get this mango sticky rice top and other really cute Thailand-inspired designs. Okay, I'll see you in the next one.